CWR Breakfast
with Phil Upton.
At around 9:25 every Thursday morning, we check in with BBC CWR movie critic from Stratford-upon-Avon. Delighted to say, back with us again this morning, James Luxford. Hello, James.
Good morning.
Are you kind of melting, baking? Where are you at with the? How are you managing in the temperature at the moment there?
Yeah, a lot of fans around the flat at the moment, and this is just the time of the year when every cinema has the same sort of social media post and how good their air conditioning is.
Doesn't matter how good or bad the movies are. We just want to get in there to escape. And, it's a good shout. James does a good for us, a bad. So good is something that, they're recommending that you watch every week. Bad is something they're recommending that you give a really wide berth to. And on demand, something we can all be watching from our streaming services available at home. So, James, where do you want to start this morning?
My good this week is Nope in cinemas Friday, and it's a new horror film from Jordan Peele about horse ranchers in California that begin to see a strange presence in the sky.
There's something out here. What did you see?
That's big. And it's too quiet to be a plane.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
I know you don't sort of really enjoy the horror genre, do you, James? So how did you get on with this?
Okay, yeah. It's watching through my fingers, but I think Jordan Peele is just a tremendous filmmaker, and this was a very entertaining movie, very spooky. And I think, I know he said it was inspired by the pandemic in the sense that it's about public fascination with tragedy and, how it almost becomes entertainment thanks to relentless media coverage, particularly in America, where sort of fascinated audiences sort of clamour around 24/7 news coverage. And I thought it was very clever. Some incredibly disturbing moments. It's a horror film after all, but I think if you loved his first film, Get Out, I think you'll love this.
It's called Nope, and it is released in Coventry and Warwickshire cinemas as of today. That's James's good. What are you suggesting James would give a wide berth to then? Your bad pick.
My bad this week is Secret Headquarters on Paramount Plus on Friday. It's a family film about a young boy who discovers that his father is a superhero.
Let me guess, another IT conference?
I'm gonna be back in a couple days, tops.
It's some kind of superhero lair. Your dad's a superhero.
No, my dad can't handle hot wings.
I have a crazy idea.
Whoever has this technology can do anything.
We gotta save my dad's tech before they destroy the world. Why couldn't you tell me about your secret identity?
How am I supposed to say, oh, by the way, some alien power source chose me to be the guardian of the planet?
Owen Wilson, who you think is always brilliant and funny, so clearly it doesn't work. James, what went wrong here?
Owen Wilson is very good, but he's unfortunately not in this an awful lot. It's about his son, and it focuses on the kids mostly, with Owen Wilson popping in sporadically as the superhero dad. It just wasn't for me, I'm afraid. It's a bit like a kid-friendly take on a Marvel film with a little bit of Spy Kids, and for me, not as entertaining as either of those. Bit of an imitation, I think. It's nice enough, but I think even for small kids, with so much out there on streaming, with so much in cinemas at the moment, I'm not sure this will be very memorable, to be honest.
In terms of bad movies, we heard, didn't we, last week? This happened sort of, I think, in the news on Friday and over the weekend of the pulling of the Batgirl movie, despite all of the hundreds of millions that have been invested in it, making it the thing was actually ready to go. It had been test screened, I believe, James, and then was it the I don't know who it was who made the decision to pull it. Was it the movie house or the actual production company? But somebody decided it wasn't it wasn't good enough to put their name to.
Yes, it was the head of Warner Brothers, who they've recently merged with the Discovery Channel, the Discovery Network, and essentially sort of cutting their cloth, I suppose, in terms of finances and things like that. It's unprecedented. That was I believe, $80 million movie that was finished, not in cinemas, not even on streaming. It is simply going to disappear, which I don't know. It's a bit of a worrying forecast for what the future of streaming in particular might be. You know, we heard during the pandemic how, funnily enough, HBO Max, which is the network that's pulled Batman, may sort of kill off cinemas. I think we're seeing at the moment how streaming is sort of it's spent a lot of money trying to establish itself, but you know, some networks are going to overreach, and we're going to see some sort of measures like this where, you know, there's some stories reporting that it might be for tax benefits, which is the reason we won't see the film at all, so they can write it off. I think this might happen a bit more often, things getting cancelled, things getting shelved in order to save money. And you know, we're in a sort of arms race with streaming where a lot of companies are spending more than they perhaps should. I know Netflix's debt has made a lot of headlines. It's going to be interesting to see where this shakes out.
James, thank you for thoughts on that. Very quickly before we let you go, let's get your on-demand pick, something that we can look at, all of us, on our streaming services at home. What have you gone for here?
I've gone for Emma on iPlayer now. It's an adaptation of the Jane Austen novel starring Anya Taylor-Joy as Emma, a matchmaker who accidentally finds love for herself.
Mr. Elton, Miss Harriet Smith. He's in love with you.
Who can think of Miss Smith when Miss Woodhouse is near?
Mr. Elton!
Oh, dear.
She always declares that she will never marry,
I have no thoughts of matrimony at present.
which of course means just nothing at all.
You must never leave me, Emma. Good heavens, have I missed the party? Emma, they're here!
With whom will you dance?
Mother, you must sample the tart.
I love it. And if you like a period drama and all of that hoity-toity that comes with it, my guess is you're going to love this, James.
Absolutely. It's very witty and very well acted. Anya Taylor-Joy in the lead role would go on to find success in The Queen's Gambit and is brilliant here in the lead alongside Johnny Flynn as a love interest and Josh O'Connor from The Crown in a comedy role. It's been adapted a number of times, but this, I think, has enough about it, enough wit, enough intelligence in terms of the adaptation to stand out from the crowd.
Fantastic. And it's available for you on streaming services this weekend. You want to go and have a look on the BBC iPlayer for Emma. James, try and stay cool. Enjoy the sunshine. All our love to Stratford upon Avon. Thanks very much for another week.
Thank you.
James Luxford, our movie critic, with us this morning on CWR.